Hello, how's it going, everyone? How's it going? It is a Saturday, of course. But what's it called? I'm streaming for the first time on YouTube as well. So what's it called? I got my YouTube going. Of course, this is going to be a steady, just kind of experiment as I go along, but I have high hopes. I have a really good feeling about it. I've been on a I've been recently on like a banana latte kick cuz bananas are good, but today I ended up getting tiramisu instead. That ended up being nice. I've also been on a burrata kick lately. I really like burrata. It's like so soft. Got a nice mouthfeel to it. But yeah, I feel like there's been quite a few Game Awards stuff or game like reveal stuff. Probably the most excited I am is just probably for the Street Fighter DLC because I've been wanting to play as Bosch since like the end of the story mode. I've been wondering if like what's it called they're gonna find a way to like get him back. But also, I've been looking for a Tifa, so that should be pretty nice. That's at least two characters I'll probably get more invested in as time goes on because I really like Final Fantasy VII. Like, I'm kind of a mark for it, but at the same time, I still need to play Rebirth. So learning about Revelations was cool and all, but I still need to play Rebirth. It just looks so daunting because like I've seen people get sucked into it to such an extent that they're just like living in like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Remake was really good though. Is that something I should play on stream? Like, get the PS5, like, kind of raring to be able to play that one. I know I did pre-order Marvel Tokon, so I'll be playing some of that around August. But for the month of June, or at least for Pride Month, I'm going to be playing this one visual novel called To Kill Eros. It is a brand new one about romancing a Cupid and other gods of love. Let me get this go. Oh, no, not that one. Insider baseball as to what that looks like. You. Let's see. Oh, didn't get that notification in time. But there are trigger warnings for things that are a little too heavy. Oh, let me get the desktop going. It's like this volume's really low on this game. Oh, there's our guys. There's our ladies and germs. Ladies and gentlemen, to kill Eros. Load. That's a nice feature. Sorry. That's a low hanging fruit. Extras. Common. Icardi. Dr. Love. Vitale. Oh, these are all details. Let me look at this in a moment. There's none of that. So this character is quite headstrong. I think I'll probably find this out in the game itself. Return. Return. And then play this middle part. I have too many imperfections. This dry, cracked shell I live in every day. Unrefined hands. Claws that scratch when I cling to people. Eyes that bore into them full of greed and expectations. insatiable, unfadable. A mouth that incoherently spouts anything to keep them closed. Lies, manipulation, deceit, desperation, selfishness, possessiveness, obsessiveness. Are these lovable traits? Can you look past them? You got a big thing. Quaismere City, alleyway, 3 a.m. Bounding through the streets, rain pelted my skin. The winds whipped and tore past me, pushing against me with resistance. Back off! My voice rang through heaves of uneven breaths, paired by the swift strikes of metal colliding against alleyway bricks. Not far behind was a set of rampaging feet, splashing at the wet pavement with no intention of stopping. You won't get away from me! Another swift strike, and the steel echoed off the nearest pole that had only passed a second ago. My heart nearly tore through my chest. The sensation of 1,000 needles plagued the bottom of my heart, and the calves of my legs threatened to burst. My drenched jacket made it hard to move. Leave me alone! My shoe caught in a pothole in the sidewalk, throwing me forward. If I lingered for even a second longer, the next swing he gave would have landed on my left shoulder. Losing one shoe, I kicked off the other for better balance. You should have thought about that when I told you to stay away from Hendy. I didn't know who you were. It was true. I never met him a day in my life, but he hounded me anyways. Talking to him was like communicating with a wall. I don't care about your damn excuses. Running from him became harder. Crossing the city bridge to escape was out of the question. And I didn't know where to run next. My home was in the complete opposite direction. And I had nothing on me to defend myself. No opening to call the police. If anyone saw us, they did a good damn job of ignoring it. At 3 a.m., most people were at home, sleeping in the comfort of their beds. And then, there was me, getting chased by a scorned fucking lunatic. Asher! Melrose! I hoisted myself on the bridge railing and threw my leg over, just as a voice rang out from an oncoming car. The headlights beamed a blinding light that stopped both me and my assailant on our tracks. Listen, Asher. Let's just go home. Stop this shit, okay? So you could tell me not to worry about him? Nah, no fucking way, Hendy. Please, Asher. We can just go home and talk about it. I won't ever talk to him again. I promise. Am I a joke to you? You said that about the last one. With his back turned to me, I only had now to escape. I didn't think Hendy would calm him down for me. He was far too angry. I had to do something or else he'd surely bludgeon me to death. So I took a deep breath and... Just gotta turn the light on. I threw myself into the lake beneath the bridge. Nallman's apartments, 5 a.m. The apartment floor glistened freshly from the trail of water I'd left behind. The landlady made it her personal mission to mop up the moment I entered. She'd just woken up and seen my state, prompting her concern. Almost immediately, my body sank into the couch like a stone, wet and cold against the cushion. Far too tired to talk about anything yet. I laid there, wavering between consciousness for roughly a few minutes before one of the other doors in the apartment opened. Out came a young woman, my roommate, and a best friend for about 14 years now. What the hell happened? Why are you soaking wet? Take those off right now. She tugged at the back of my jacket, trying to peel peel me up from behind. Fortunately, I was too tired to move. Can you just let me lay here for a bit? Hell no! Get up! Yeah, buddy. Tell me, is this Hendy's doing? I slowly sat up and leaned against the backrest, while she took a seat on the dry cushion beside me. The last time we spoke, I told her I'd stay at his place for the night, so the assumption wasn't far-fetched. Getting me to talk about it was another issue. There's something humiliating about being in the same situation again. Not once, but twice. Not even just a third or fourth. Frankly, the wonder of hearing "I told you so's" had passed. I'd rather that we didn't make a big deal out of it anymore. Marlo continued to look at me with the same concerned face she always wore whenever I showed up looking nuts, waiting for me to tell her. Some guy named Asher popped over his place, unannounced, and caught us together. The situation got sticky after that. Marlo furrowed her brows, kept listening attentively. Turns out, Asher's Hendy's boyfriend for 3 years. They had this thing where Hendy apparently cheated on him before, too. What? So he made you walk home by yourself? Walk home. Yes, of course. May, what did he do? The alarm on her face increased upon my remark, and a small sense of humor I felt about the situation drained away, replaced by disgust and fear. He didn't do anything, and by that, I mean literally nothing. His boyfriend chased me with a metal bat from his apartment on Casimir Bridge. For real? If I hadn't thrown myself over into the lake, I probably wouldn't be here talking to you. He was literally trying to kill me. My God, are you okay? You're not hurt anywhere, right? Minus aching feet and stiffness in my back, no. Thank goodness. Seriously, what the hell? You need to file a report with the police, Sonny. It might cause trouble for Hendy. Earning that boy's approval is the last thing you need to be worried about right now. That Asher sounds dangerous. Grandma's right, May. As far as I'm concerned, you need to cut him off entirely. I opened my mouth to retort, but she denied me the opportunity, grabbing a fistful of my soaked sleeves. We're not gonna keep going through this, okay? When they show their asses, you leave. Yes? May, come on. This is getting crazy. I mean, crazy's normal for you at this point, but love isn't like this, dude. Well, it must be nice to know what it's like, right, Mar? Marlo shook her head and rolled her eyes, struggling to get her point across. Don't do that. Not now. Honestly, you don't need him. You don't need any of these jerks who keep tossing you around. Annoyance cropped up inside me. My lips curled into a mock smile. It's so easy for you to say that. Look at you go. Stop being an ass, okay? I'm saying you deserve someone who loves you. Are we not in agreement? Are we not in agreement on this? We are. Then what's your problem? I have to settle for what I can get. That's my problem. No, you don't. Miss or Mr. Right will show up. I believe that for you. Just like you believed in praying to what's-his-face for your current fiancé. His name is Eros, the love of God. And yes, I'm sure he helped me find Esmond. The reddening of her cheeks made the twisted feeling inside my chest intensify. I could hardly hold back the furl of my lips. A pure love that she found by praying to the very thing that held a long-standing connection to my family. The love in almost every form eluded me. So, I just have to be loveless until good old Eros shoots my future partner in the heart and says, "It's time for Melrose to experience genuine affection." No. What? You have people who love you, Melrose. I don't want people. I want a person. And then I love you. You and I both know that's not what I want to hear right now. Marlo couldn't look at me after that. It'd taken everything in me not to say something even worse. She wasn't to blame for my poor luck, and it's wrong for me to take it out on her as it was. Shouldn't have said that. Deep inside, it felt good. Okay, it's been a night. Before we, say anything else that could, Sorry. No. Not right now. Just go to bed, okay? Take these soak clothes off, will ya? Yeah. See you in the morning. I mean, like when the sun is up. With that, she disappeared into her room, closed the door behind her. Landlady took a seat in the chair next to the TV, playing some late-night movie. She didn't look at me, but her body faced me. I imagined she had something to say of our dispute. Lecture me. Marlo was more like a granddaughter to her than I was a grandson. I don't think she'd enjoyed my upsetting her. You want to yell at me, don't you? That discussion between you and Marlo, it has no place for me. She grabbed the remote from the coffee table and turned the channel to 5 a.m. news, making sure the volume was a soft murmur alongside her voice. However, I believe you owe her a sincere apology. You don't want to leave things like that, with her leaving and all. Right. Fiancé meant changing everything we had. Boxes around the apartment were starting to increase. She would be gone soon. Far too soon. Not that I hated Esmond. He was perfect for her. Sometimes too perfect. As if Eros had the time of his life finding her the absolute best match in the world. I'm happy for her. But it's something I wanted for so long and, well, something else. We both came from nothing, but she managed to find someone who actually wanted her. And a quick little prayer to Eros made it happen in one night? Laughable. But is it entirely hard to believe? I rose from the couch and dragged myself to the fridge. We were running low on groceries, a note I left for myself to deal with later. Instead, I took a can of beer brand beer from the lower drawer and helped myself to it. Now, I'm going to lecture you on that. Really? Beer brand beer? You couldn't buy a craft brew? I would have even settled for an IPA or an apple cider. But beer brand? How much does that cost? Like, -$9? Shut up. Beer at 5 a.m.? You're starting the day off wrong, Sonny. Fuck you, that's the breakfast of champions. Yesterday isn't over until I go to sleep. I dragged my heels towards the room behind her. She continued to watch the television. Under what conclusion? My own. Good night, Grandma. She gave my arm a light pat in passing. Don't sleep in those clothes. Okay. I went in my room and closed the door, surrounded by darkness and the sound of a ceiling fan set to low speed. I remember sitting down on my bed. I don't remember removing the wet clothes. Oh man, we're gonna get some Normans. 3 weeks had passed. Marlo and I had long since resumed talking like usual. Hurtful words were the least of my offenses to her after all these years. She warned me that if I ever responded to her declaration of love like that again, she'd never say it again, no matter how much I begged her to. I considered that a fair punishment. The slowly overcrowded apartment started to feel emptier. Marlo spent way less time here. Walking into her room, I realized just how barren the space was. This just means for laying her head down while she was away from home. Her home was with Esmond. Across the town where the people were nicer, the buildings were prettier. Just a prince taking his princess to his humble abode, leaving me to my own devices. I'd never truly lived alone before. There's always someone to fill the space. One may even say now. I wasn't fully alone. I'll have yours done soon. You shouldn't leave them lying around, even if they're clean. Yes, Grandma. Yeah, not if Grandma had anything to say about it. She lived in the flat next door, but since taking Marlo and me as tenants, she found herself in our apartment regularly. Nalmud Apartments functioned primarily by her family. She'd been running them for years, awaiting the day that one of her children returns to operate them in her stead. I recall her drunken declaration to adopt us as parents, adopt us as kids, not long after we first moved in. Something about how the top floor of the building felt eerie to her. End of it sometimes. Regardless, it may not have been officially inked, but she made it clear the way she spoke to us. Why there's so many crazed buffoons these days. Bless their hearts. I looked up from my notepad to find her blocking the TV, eyes focused on the screen. A hamper of what appeared in my laundry still locked between her underarm and hip. What? She looked over her shoulder and gave me... Wait, what on earth is this? Log into Streamlabs. I don't know about that. She looked over her shoulder and pressed the button on the TV, turning on the vintage radio that she'd gifted to us. A station of old tunes fills the room. Just the unusual being unusual. Don't worry your head about it. The unusual being unusual. Huh. She approached me, rummaging through her pants pocket for something. An old, worn, hand-sized envelope with some kind of sturdy thing inside. It took me a moment to recognize it as a letter I'd received from a relative, one I'd thrown out years ago after being upset they never reached out to me when my parents died. I hadn't seen it in 4 years. Where'd you get this? Just the other night. Marlo came to me and told me to give it to you, since she'd forgot that she'd been keeping it all this time. She placed it in my palm and cracked a faint smile. Her eyes twinkled with interest. You should open it, see what's inside. Part of me didn't want to, feeling just a bit of the same disdain as before. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious. Not just to please her, I'd opened the envelope and pulled out the wooden case. A wooden case? What is this? A pair of glasses? Ha! A pair of glasses made with a prescription just for you, huh? If it was, would you gift it to me, Sonny? I'd humor it. But it wasn't a pair of glasses. In fact, it was a vintage rose gold fountain pen with a red shard embedded into the base. Ooh, that's pretty. It looks priceless. Did you speak of something like this from your mother? I continued to stare at the item and recall my mother's musing about the item owned by my great-great-grandmother. Something that fueled the wild stories of Eros in my family. My mother always wanted it when she was younger, but my grandmother kept it. Kept her distant from her because the strange babbling and habits. Mother never got to play with her, let alone touch the pen. Yeah. Did Mar say where she found it? No, just that she kept it to give back to you when you were ready for it. She said you'd throw it in the trash. I did. I thought it was gone forever, but she had it. Can't believe this. What was the story behind that pen again? Something involving the tale of Eros and such. I know you two had a thing for mentioning it when you arrived here. The tale of Psyche. This pen is a family keepsake passed from generation to generation. Rather, what's inside of it. A smooth texture dragged across my finger as I directed her attention to the shard ingrained inside the pen. My mom once told me that it had a kaleidoscope. It'd been a kaleidoscope at a point in her life. It changed forms across decades, centuries even. The only consistent thing about the keepsake was the red shard. A veritable treasure. The broken piece from Eros' arrow. It's a remnant from Eros' arrow. The one that Psyche took and fired at him once he'd gotten close enough to her. He caused her so much emotional turmoil when she was finally at her wit's end from all his mischief. She took her revenge by shooting him with his own arrow. I lost a lot of the story over the years, but contrary to the tale, my mother loved the story, and she loved Eros, going as far as to comparing him to my father. Hard to believe a man as chivalrous as my father could be anything like a selfish clown of a god. Never had I seen him make my mother cry or suffer before their passing. They were a perfect match, too. Is that the tale? I remember hearing something like he shot himself. You see, he felt that there was only so much he could do to give everyone true love and care, so he gave up his body to the earth to spread love across the planet. Are you sure you're remembering that tale right, Grandma? I don't know, Sonny. I hardly pay attention to that stuff as much as Marlowe does. Young people are quite into the world of, praying to the god of love thing more than us single old folks. You didn't believe in your youth either. No, of course not. To me it was all just as silly as fortune reading and horoscopes. But I enjoyed listening to my friends gush about it. Even my late husband said something about praying to meet me. Hopeless romantics are adorable. Not sure if that was a hopeless romantic thing. Pretty sure people just want something to put their faith into. Eventually, she returned to her own apartment and left me alone. Save for grabbing some food or going to the bathroom, I did nothing today, except scribble and scroll through social media. My days of being boring if there were no plans to spend them with another. My days off were boring if there were no plans to spend them with another person. Marlowe's busy. Our other friends were more like acquaintances and someone I'd invite for a drink or hang without her. I just had myself as company. Occasionally, my eyes gazed at them at the phone resting on the coffee table. Guess he really meant it. Andy hadn't sent anything since that night. 3 whole weeks of fighting the urge to text him, fighting the urge to call him, hoping that maybe he would reach out to me. For nearly 8 months, the two of us had been in an intimate relationship. I spent most of my time with him to fill the emptiness that formed after Marlowe and Esmond became exclusive. He listened to me talk about being alone. He listened to me talk about feeling insignificant. He only listened. But did he ever absorb what I ever said? Did he even care? 8 whole months, he didn't care about a single thing I said or did. Only what he could get out of me. Ugh. The sour taste filtered at the back of my throat. I reached for the wine cooler on the table to wash it down. Ew. Damn, that desperate, drinking wine coolers and being sad about exes. Come on. My notepad was full of scribbles and scratches of tattoo designs. Designs I used to cover the potential mistake I'd make, but each one had some kind of visual meaning to me. The forms and shapes that came to my mind easily became evasive. Too many blanks, frustratingly drawn. I couldn't focus on what I wanted it to look like. I couldn't create how I felt through the art. Annoyingly, my gaze kept falling onto the phone every so often. His number probably hasn't changed. I rubbed my left temple and clenched the pen in my hand, shoving my eyes down to the page again. Don't call him. I jumped into the lake. He probably isn't aware that I survived. Maybe he thinks my phone got damaged too. Don't text him. Asher's likely with him, so he probably can't spare a second to talk to me. He doesn't care. He's probably trying to protect me. It's been 3 weeks since Asher tried to kill me. It's been 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Why didn't he at least check on me once? Maybe he already tried to text or call me. I extended my hand to the phone, feeling the coolness of the untouched screen against my fingertips. My arms shook. My fingers twitched, rejecting the urge to curl around the device. Oh. I snatched the phone and the screen lit up with an incoming spam call. Ah, fuck you! I quickly declined the call and slouched against the backrest. The radio continued to prattle on. Music stations have changed to podcasts now. The windows behind me are a large orange light over my form on the couch. Beside the radio chatter, there was an occasional sound of the fridge, maybe a thump from outside the apartment. But other than that, the atmosphere isolated me. I caved. I found his number in my contacts and called him. I called him 4 times. Each went straight to voicemail. I texted him. Hey, I know it's been 3 weeks since then. Wanted to tell you I'm okay. How have you been? Asher didn't seem too happy that night. I feared I was going to die. I probably would have if you hadn't shown up. That had to be tough for you too. I know you told him you wouldn't talk to me again. But did you mean that? No. I mean, if that's what you want, but I thought you'd at least tell me goodbye. Before I knew it, my fingers had minds of their own. I sent every thought to him, coherent or not. I lost track of how many texts I sent, but with each text, my chest clenched and pressure built in my head. 'Cause I could see that he was reading them. He was seeing them all, but he wasn't responding to me. Why won't you respond? I can see you're reading them. Do you really not care about me? Does 8 months together mean so little to you? My shoulders shook, my neck tensed, and my teeth gritted. He just kept reading, not responding. What was he even here for? Honestly, I didn't even know, but the rage welled up in me the longer he ignored it. I paused, stunned to see his number pop up on my phone. He actually called me. I answered after a few rings. Have you lost your mind? A chill ran my spine at the tone of his voice. The distinct sound of music in the background led me to believe he was normally working a shift at Solar during this time of day. Why haven't you called me, texted me, anything before now? You jumped off the fucking bridge. I was scared as shit. You were scared? And that kept you from reaching out? Yes, Melrose. You jumped into the lake. I thought you were dead. I hadn't heard from you until now, and this is how you come at me? You have Marlowe's number. You didn't bother to reach out to her about it? So I could just tell her, I think your friend died. Jumped off the bridge. Are you serious right now? You're having a good time ignoring the fact that your boyfriend chased me nearly 1.5 miles from your apartment with a metal bat, aren't you? I told him to stop. I had the situation under control. You did too much, like you always do. Like I always do? Tell me. I'm listening. No, you're listening for something to get angry at.
Not only you sound like some crazed ex, you're being completely toxic right now.
I'm being too toxic for wanting to hear that you cared about me? Wow!
Do not raise your voice at me.
You didn't care at all when Asher was doing it.
Stop. I'm not putting up with your behavior anymore. I already have to deal with Asher, and that's enough. So...
That's enough for you? What? What, because he was with you longer? Or is it you're afraid that he'll kill your ass if you leave him?
Goodbye, Melrose. Live the life you managed to save.
The call ended swiftly. All I could do was stare at my phone. Live the life you managed to save. Ha! I snatched the wine cooler from the table. The next second, it was no longer in my hand. The glass shattered against the wall next to Marlowe's room. My vision blurred. Damp streams spilling down my cheek. He was lying. He just told me everything to sever the relationship. He never mentioned anything like that in the beginning. It was all just an excuse, and I couldn't be told otherwise. If it were truly a problem, he would have said so long ago.
The one thing you cannot do is lose hope. There is bliss in knowing that every person, every being, everything has someone. The unknown besets you with unpleasant feelings inside your heart. Jealousy, impatience, anxiety, fear. These are all things that are unpleasant for the human mind. These emotions do not have to be negative. They do not have to be shunned. I implore you to feel them, if you must. Remember that here at Love Life, not only are we equipped to handle Eros' fate strings, excuse me, we are also here to guide you towards a healthy relationship with yourself until you reach your partner.
Eros. I sucked my teeth and stood up from the couch. At the same moment, the fountain pen dropped to the floor and rolled towards the entertainment.
We have a 90% approval rate in our work, but with it comes the disclaimer that even if we tune the energies of Eros to find your lover, there is a chance you may not meet them in your lifetime.
That makes no sense at all.
However, you may be surprised to hear the success rates of those who prayed to him. We are merely a bridge for those timid or skeptical, but the real magic is in prayer. So, if even for a second you find yourself wanting to test the waters, please try. If not, know that Love Life Studio has its doors open for you. Now then, I will turn this segment over to my colleague.
It's all some cult bullshit. Eros doesn't care. Maybe if he does, he certainly doesn't care about me. My eyes fell towards the pen, gleaming under the dim light from the ceiling. Hell, I wouldn't past him if he cursed us. The whole family being cursed with singlehood or dying after love. Psyche was a beautiful woman who wanted a suitor, and he antagonized her. Kept her lonely, scared her away from other potential men who could want her. When she finally lashed out and nearly killed him, his friends and Aphrodite tried to execute her. Drove her to run for her life and hide. She didn't exist. My entire bloodline wouldn't exist. If only she struck him in the heart, maybe she would have killed him. Fountain pen gleamed under the light. My focus landed on the embedded shard. It was his own bow and arrow that caused that to happen. The fountain pen bears the piece of the arrow she used. What if, for a single moment, I could finish him? What if I had the chance to kill Eros? Thanks for your patience. Traffic's kinda crazy today. Oh, don't worry about it. The morning rush is always difficult. Isn't that right, baby?
Goo.
Need help carrying it? No, I'll just use my feet to nudge it. Take care now, okay? Bye-bye. Bye. I walk down the streets. I walk down the steps to the car parked along the sidewalk. Pioneer Express is a delivery service ranging from local services, fast food, and grocery stores. I make my own schedule for what days and times I'll be working. So long as there's orders lined up in the area, I won't be hurting too much. Obviously, this is temporary. However, like my love life, I don't have a career either. Besides, sacrifices are given for paying the rent, especially if it won't be getting split with Marlowe anymore. Alright, looks like the next one's a fast food pickup. The other night's insanity kept replaying in my head. Perhaps I had a little too much to drink, and high hopes for something largely impossible. But it wasn't the first time I'd conjure up some bizarre idea, and it wouldn't be the last. However, the idea of using something like Eros as a punching bag was more comforting than cursing out my loved ones. Yeah, Eros is the problem. Gotta love my ass. Petal Latte Cafe. Knocking out a couple more deliveries within the last 2 hours, I took a break and got something to eat. Hey, how you doing? What you having today, Rose Boy? Breakfast sandwich special and the chai latte. Cool. Will that be all? Yeah. There's your total. Let me get your receipt. Your order will be ready shortly, man. The blue of the sky could fool anyone into believing it was a hot summer day, but the air was as cold as early winter. Lucky. The outside eatery at the cafe wasn't as packed compared to what's inside. The birds chirped and the cars honked in the distance. City life may not be nature-friendly here, but the mornings were the best time to relax and enjoy it all. Surely they'll have a petal latte cafe where Marlowe lives. Esmond couldn't possibly let her down in that department. If not, that just meant pop-ups for Marlowe driving 104 miles to eat at this cafe would be common routine. I tried to draw up some designs while I ate. Figured I'd start with the pen. I'd start keeping the pen with me again after Tuesday. Something to think about my parents through. Past innumerable amount of scribbled and scratched up papers were various intricately designed tattoos. When most people saw them, the first thing they'd ask was if I was a tattoo artist. And I'd say no. Oh damn, we got a henty one. Oh no. It's just a fun hobby. Given I like to get them, even if they sometimes leave me feeling regret. Now it's time to figure out what I'll change this one to be. Oh! Here's a moment. They're gonna do it. Huh? I looked up from the page, caught sight of a couple some tables away, hands clasped and leaning towards each other. Right before their lips touch, the cashier from inside calls their order number. One gets up to retrieve it. Aww, I was sure they'd finally kiss. The voice was loud and clear, but no one seemed to register it at all. I looked back over my shoulder to get a glimpse of who the onlooker might have been. What I saw was nothing I imagined. Ada, ada. Good timing. It's definitely gonna happen today. They're a little shy, but they just have to get in the right mood. A large, bulky male with a sunlight smile and some strange getup practically towered behind me. Nothing else bizarre about his appearance alarmed me. It was the big angelic wings that protruded from his lower back. Just the big pair of wings? That's it? Not something else to the right of your periphery vision? Man, yeah, Steamboat. I'll just wait a little and see how the rest goes. Alright, this guy's drawing. At that very moment, he cast his gaze down, and our eyes met. His eyes fluttered and flickered about when he registered I was looking at him. Let me save this a moment. Let me also see something. Is there a button to... Options? No. I'm like, is there a button to hide the screen for a second? As if to make sure he was right, he leaned closer, to which I leaned back. I don't even know what kind of button you want. I was like, wait a second. Like, I want to see a little bit more of like this right-hand side. There we go. It's H. I gotta remember that. There we go. 10 out of 10. The modern ingenuity of, what's it called? Current gen graphics. All right. Let me see if I can't get a little closer to these. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. You can use the middle mouse button in Renpy. Up. Oops. Oh! Oh no, it synced up with the cupcake sound when I clicked it. Okay, that actually worked. At that very moment, he cast his gaze down and our eyes met. Eyes? Maybe the two eyes below his chin, but I mean, also his eyes. His eyes fluttered and flickered about when he registered I was looking at him. As if to make sure he was right, he leaned closer, to which I leaned back. Wait! Can he see me? Hello? No shit, I can see you! Ah! Hey, hold up! He tried to turn to make a run for it. I caught onto a small cluster of his feathers. Oh, stop! You'll rip them! A strike to my arm sent me spilling to the ground, with a couple dislodged feathers in my hand. Wait! From the cautious looks around me, my suspicion grew by the second, but I couldn't afford to worry about that. I hurriedly collected my things and chased after him. The chase led me to the rooftop of some apartments, where I found him shyly watching me as I joined. Despite his enormous size, something about him felt innocent and cute. I snorted, feeling humored. Are you done running now? I can't believe you're able to see me. Like, really, really be able to see me? Yeah, I could see all your muscly greatness. Did my invisibility cloak fail? That can't be right. The couple and everyone else would have certainly seen me too. Are you a human? Pretty sure I'm 100% human. But what are you? Me? I'm, a Cupidine. Hold on. I need to see something a moment. Yep, that's a happy trail. This happy trail is a bit, happy. Damn, I could eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner off of those. A Cupid? You mean the little baby angel with the bow and arrow? No. Is that what humans think we look like? Close enough. But I'm sort of not a baby, obviously. That you're not. His face reddened at my suggestive agreement, but he carried on as he had before. Ada. You know, it's cool that you could see me. I mean, it's not like humans couldn't if I just allowed them to. But we're really not supposed to cause that many complicate. We're really not supposed to, because that might complicate stuff. How so? If humans could, like, tell that we're Cupids, they'll be more likely to harass us while we're working. Scouting Cupids have a duty to ensure that they match all their assigned pairs per day. So we can't afford to let them see us. That and, well, the other thing. Anyway, matchmaking is important and needs as few distractions as possible. So what were you doing? I was checking in on one of my lovely pairs. I like to see if they're doing well and monitor their happiness. Oh? How sweet. An irritation had festered in my heart, my chest, thinking about a set of love-granting angels flying around making everyone happy. But not me. Haha! We do just what we can. Are you looking to fall in love with someone too? The way his eyes glistened as he asked me made my brow sweat. I couldn't hold this eye contact, fix my lips to deny him. Like a devil's whisper, the thought of Eros in my fountain pen seemed to entice me enough. Perhaps. I haven't had much luck with love life these days. No way! That absolutely sucks. Then please pray to Eros. I'll be able to find you help. Love life, what's that? Something Melrose hasn't heard of yet. And please pray to Eros. I'll be able to help you find your match then. You really don't have the right to go shooting people willy-nilly. But if your name pops up in the matching pool, that'll give me permission to find you a partner without trouble. Is it really that simple? Yeah! It's just how we function for myriads now. That's wonderful. It disgusted me. How far up Eros' ass did I have to get him to acknowledge my cries enough to send one of his little errand boys before? If it were that easy, why have I failed so much till now? He had to have cursed me, denied me, blocked me out. Are you supposed to fall for the Cupid? I think the Cupid is one of the choices, but I think that there's a couple other ones in the game. Cause like, there's like a little bit of a roster and like a couple endings. I think there might be like 4 or maybe 5 dudes. There's no way it was ever that simple for me, and right now, I find it hard to even accept such a dumb little attempt at a handout. Fuck that. Tell me your name! I'll look out for it when you pray and make sure that I'm the one to grab it. Melrose Figueroa. Melrose! Melly. I'll commit your name to memory. He closed the distance between us, took my hand, clasping it between his own. It was so tiny within his hold that I felt self-conscious. Given you're my first human friend, I'll do anything I can for you. Don't worry about a thing, okay? Okay. A friend deserves to know the other's name. Duh! How could I forget? So sorry, Melly. From here on out, just call me Icardi. Icardi the Scouted Cupid. Nice to meet you. The pleasure's really all mine, actually. I hate to leave, though. I only had a little free time in between. If you have to go, you have to go. I have work to get back to, too. So you're not alone. Thanks, Olympus! And not about the whole you and I being busy, but that it won't be rude to just, you know... Honestly, how silly can you get? I'll leave before I fumble my exit any further. Bye. Up and away. With that, he flexed his large pair of wings and catapulted in the air with great speed. A pink heart-shaped tear formed in the sky, and he disappeared into it, taking all signs of this exchange even existing with him. Icardi, huh? Assuming I haven't gone even more insane than I am, he's cute? It's like, tell me about it, Melly. A new Pioneer Express request chimed from my phone. I left the rooftop along with a bizarre experience behind. The traffic was brutal in this part of the city. Being the heart is bound to have the most activity. Some festival stuff caused them to block it off several roads. That would have been a heads up for me if I actually dared to pay attention to this morning's news fully. I ended up having to leave my car in the parking lot up the street and walk down the sidewalk to the studio carrying the huge bag in my arms. As another person went in, I rushed in behind them to avoid getting stuck outside the door. Food till it. Where's the receptionist? There was no one to greet me at the front desk. Just an empty chair and a sign saying be back soon. I didn't want to wait around to ensure that someone picked up the order I'd given. I had other plans. However, the attraction of in and out goers was so frequent that someone could simply steal the bag if they wanted to. Or maybe steal something from it. Fine. Whatever. I leaned against the desk, impatiently rapping my fingers against the wood. Eventually, a booming voice and commotion came from the back walls. The hell was that? An angry man came storming past me and slammed his hand on the table. Where'd she go? She should have been back by now. Where the hell's our food? Food? The man looked at me and the large bag next to me. Yes, food. Is that it? You ordered from Surfin' Taco, then yeah. Hell no! What's going on? Where the fuck's our food? I don't know. I got an order from Surfing Taco directed here, and I'm waiting for the owner to come confirm it. The man scoffed and rolled his eyes, extending his hand to take the bag. Well, I'm the owner. Are you testing my intelligence now? You just said you didn't order this. I grabbed his hand and flung it away, earning a glare from him. Why does that even matter? Don't you want to leave anyway? Surely got better things to get to. I'm sure you know that even if it's obvious, there's another perfectly good reason I'm waiting around for the actual owner. Look, I don't care. I'm hungry. Barb's hasn't gotten my team for our food, and we're starving. So I'm taking this bag, and she could deal with the disappointment when she comes back. I'm gonna be right back just a second to run an ad, but also get some Manuka honey. Oh, hi! I'm back. Oh, yeah, it's really nice. The Fortuny idea, like, what's it called? There's somebody from VGen that I was able to get, like, a GIF commission from. It was, like, kind of like a, like, Squiggle Vision. It was really awesome. I think at first I got it as, like, a, what's it called? It's just, like, a fun GIF, but I was like, I kind of want that as, like, an asset. It looks really neat. So I just kind of added that in there. I don't think you understand how much I don't care about your problem either. I don't get a bad review just because you want to steal someone's food. What are you, some damn food police or something? Man, I just want to be left with a 5-star review and possibly a tip. I have no fucks to give beyond that. Will you give a fuck about this, little man? The guy shoved his palm against my shoulder and reached his grubby hands into the bag. Immediately, I shoved him back and snatched the container. Ugh. No hesitation, the man punched me dead in the jaw, and I fell into the counter. Oh my god, help! Are they fighting at the entrance? Is that Kevin? As the man attempted to have his way again, I grabbed his arm and pinned him down to the desk, with it twisting behind his back. Ow, 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 ow! Ow, that hurts. It hurts so bad. Stop it. Crazy bastard! You punched me in the face! The man wildly threw his head straight into my face, causing my nose to throb and my eyes to blur with tears. I relished my hold on him, reeling the pressure exerted from the impact. Dazed, I took a few steps back and touched my nose, finding the palm of my hand stained red. Ow, wait, hold on! As if realizing he made a grave mistake, the man held his hands to surrender, but my fist still connected with his face. I took him down with a punch, and when I felt like all the restraint had just washed away, a firm hand wrapped around my raised fist. Sorry, I can't escalate that further than it already has. Oh man. I look to my right and find a tall, unkempt man hovering beside me with a cascade of long pastel pink hair. Oh, it's like what's it called? It's like white at the top and like a pink gradient that travels down. It kind of reminds me of Akane from Akane Banashi, but the top of her hair is more of like a black or gray gradient. That's a good show. Whether I'd been hit too hard, my mind's been playing games with me. He sported a huge horn protruding from his skull, and a pair of black wings. He wasn't human, even more apparent from his eyes hidden behind his shades. I blinked a few times and rubbed my eyes, but his image remained the same. You're the one who delivered the surfing taco order, yes? Can you stand? Yeah. Allow me to talk with you for a moment. In my dumbfoundedness, I allowed him to lift me up to my feet and led him towards the back wall. Wait, what about me? He struck me too. I'm hurt and hungry. You deserve everything you just received. By the way, Barb's told me to order from there because her car broke down and she couldn't bring us the pizza. What? Why didn't anyone tell me? Stop looking for people to get... Sir, wait, I didn't even... I was so focused on the lines, I was like, wait a second, there is like... His heart is like exposed from his chest cavity. That's insane. Stop looking for people to be angry with and feed your pothole. This way, sir. He led me to the studio room and eased me on the coiled couch in front of his desk. The quietness compared with the muffled commotions outside made me even more conscious. His beating heart cavity was hard to ignore. He must have noticed my discomfort as he immediately unbuttoned his shirt. Apologies if too much skin is uncomfortable for you. Skin? Was that not the issue? I mean, your heart. Your heart is... Let's see. They should be in this drawer. He walked to retrieve some napkins and brought them back. It doesn't appear to have bled much. You should be fine. I assure you that such barbaric behavior doesn't take place here often. Kevin may be ill-tempered, but I suppose today's hankeriness got the better of him. There's no good excuse for it, but I hope you'll overlook what happened here. He gently wiped the blood from the corner of my lip and from my nose. With a light pinch, he gestured for me to blow into the napkin after retrieving it to toss it in the trash can. He physically assaulted me. On normal grounds, wouldn't someone sue? They would. And I understand if you want to, but I'd rather you didn't. Don't want to get your precious studio caught up in legal trouble? Precisely. However, the studio's image is the least of my concerns. I'm just a busy man. I'd rather pay you off myself than involve legal fees. $1,000 and I'll shut up about it. Is that all? 1,500. Final choice? The fuck? It's 2,000. All right, I'll write you a check for 2,000. I also left you a $20 tip and a 5-star review from gallantly protecting the food. You kidding me? He wasn't. He pulled out a slip and signed it right over here to deposit with zero hesitation. It was then I realized who he truly was. He was someone that could have gotten me 5,000. You're that radio host, Dr. Love. I was under the impression you were aware of this already. I guess I stand corrected. You're different from what I'd imagined you'd be like. Many people say that. If there's nothing else I can do for you, I wouldn't want to keep you any longer than I have. Yeah. He retrieved the card from his desk and handed it to me while adjusting his glasses. If you're aware of my show, then you must know we provide love consultations here. Therapy for my love life? And why do you think I need this, huh? You're giving off the energy of a single and struggling man. It's like, why is everyone trying to help out my love life? And Dr. Love's like, you look like a lonely, miserable guy. It's like, you've been spending at least the initial first hour of this game with a stank attitude. Oh, really? You find that funny, Love Doctor? I'm just offering to help you fix what you desire. An option, if you will. Thanks, I guess. Please hold your thanks until you decide to actually receive my aid. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to help myself to lunch before my coworkers gorge it all. You can eat normal food? Dr. Love raised a skeptical brow at me, but I decided to leave the conversation alone. Whatever I was seeing probably wasn't anything at all, or he was doing a good job of ignoring it. It was best to just leave. By staying longer, his gracious gesture could take a turn for the worse. Do have safe travels, or whatever your next endeavors are, mister. Melrose. He bowed his head and gestured for me to leave. Yeah, I guess everyone is like at in some capacity, like some love guru. I quit working for the day, went to my car. As I got in, my phone vibrated. Mar. I won't be coming home today. But I won't be coming home tonight, but I'll be over first thing tomorrow at noon. And grab some food before we move on to the rest of my things. I can only imagine that she and Esmond are having a great time, with no desire to end it soon. I grabbed the steering wheel and let out a loud sigh. I need a break. Let's go get a drink. Oh no, this is the same bar that my ex works at. Dr. Love's check contributed to a night of fun at the club. I dropped off my car back at the apartment and walked a distance since Solar Bar wasn't a very long walk. Don't blow it all at the club. You could just buy this liquor at Total Wine for less. Like, you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars on fucking 5 drinks. I'd be lying if I said I didn't have hope to see one Hendy. Since Solar had 2 locations, he'd been working shifts at this one too. Now that we weren't together anymore, I no longer knew what his schedule was, or if he even worked there anymore. All signs of his having been in my life faded, except for the tattoo of his name on my leg. And he's a fucking hater. I should change his name to look like a dick. Never mind, that'd be too embarrassing. The barkeep limited me to no drinks and told me to head home while I could still walk. I tried to linger as long as I could for Hendy, but he never showed up. My feet swerved in the clumsy waltz down the quiet street of the night. The slight breeze of the winter and the fresh, crisp, cold, fresh air in my lungs made me crack a smile. It also kept me aware that I wasn't at home or in the comfort of my bed yet, so that meant I had to keep moving my legs. It's just me and the dark street, illuminated by a single working streetlight. The city had been too busy funneling money for other repairs to bother fixing a few bulbs. Yeah, he seems like somebody who pushes other people away when they want to help, and then, like, what's it called? Pining for, like, people who aren't available. It's like, why am I unlucky, says the guy who's, like, a disaster when it comes to, like, his taste in, like, dudes. Most nights never bothered me. Tonight it wouldn't have either. But oddly enough, in my bliss, I felt a remarkable chill and a sixth sense of something had been watching me once I passed the last light. It's like totally not what I do or anything. Been there, done that. With a heavy heart. My pace quickened. A set of heels soon joined the sway of my feet, fighting for stability. With a subtle look to my left, and then to my right, there was no other person around me. Not even behind me. I reached for the fountain pen in my jacket and firmly clenched it in the palm of my hand. If push came to shove, I had thought to use it as a weapon. The apartments weren't too far away now. However, there was a cut through the alleyway that I needed to make. The not so subtle footsteps were still with me, yet no presence to be seen. I'm not sure if this is in Tokyo, because all the names are a lot more like, I guess, kind of like English names. So I assume that this is just like a place in either like in some like English speaking country, whether it's like the United States, Canada, like England, maybe US or Canada. The alleys seem pretty narrow. Because it almost seems like this is kind of like a little bit like a downtown like New York City. I know there's other downtowns as well. I don't know if like Vancouver, or Quebec, or Montreal or Toronto have like what's it called? Like like urban sprawls like this, but if they did, it would probably be something that extent. Because it's definitely somewhere north, because like the weather was normal, but like the weather was like clear skies, but it was also like cold. Oh yeah, Quebec. It's like I studied French in high school, so I'm like I gotta be respectful of what's it called? Of like different like either French or dialects of French. I want to be able to brush up on it a bit more, or be able to know some variations, like what's it called, like Quebec French, or what's it called, like Haitian Creole. Why do you have to be so cold? Oh, thank you. What's it called? I'm just a very curious boy. I like to, I guess once I learn about something, I'm like I need to like soak it. I need to absorb as much information on it as possible. So like I'm usually just kind of like somebody that when I discover new information, I'm like, wait a second, like let's look into this a bit more, or like let's keep on to it a bit. Oh, it's such a dopey cat picture, just like a pristine white cat bolted out from behind the nearby dumpster, clattered litter cans in its wake. It is adorable. I have a black cat named Prudence, so seeing like what's it called, like other cats is always just like me being like, oh, these are your fur babies too. These are your fur sons and daughters. It stopped in front of me, looking at my startled face. You're not the partner that's been following me, right? If you turn into a man, that's going to be very uncomfortable. Like, if you turn into a big sexy guy, it's like, what just happened? I figured as much. He'll give someone a heart attack skulking behind like that. Suddenly, my nose filled with the smell of a fresh bouquet and a sudden hint of death. Without a second, I turned my head to see who was behind me. So I kissed the cat for it to turn into a prince. I was like, oh man, like what if you like booped its nose and it was like, oh man, now I'm a human now. It's like just from a nose boop. Just from like poking your nose and being like boop. Just like turn into like a straight up like Ikemen. Is the man a cat? I should write a manga like that. It would be cute to make a story like that. I tried to make like a romance, like that was like, what's it called? A Ranma and a half, but like, what's it called? Like boops on the nose are what like cause the transformation. Again, no one there. Ranma and a half yet. I haven't watched the new anime, but I did read like 4 volumes of the manga when my library had it. I love Kodachi, or the what's it called, the Kuno family. I love how the brother's like smitten by like female like Ranma, but like hates male Ranma, and then like the opposite is with his sister, where Kodachi's like loves like the male Ranma but hates the female Ranma. So every time these just like transformed around them, they have like a very different, like, just very strong reaction. What the hell? Just come at me and stop playing around already. Basically an NB-cutted anime. Yeah, I think that, what's it called? I always admired being able to like, I guess like, seeing characters that are able to alternate like between like both like gender expressions, like being able to just kind of like blend in, or like to be able to like have that like option is like just kind of like a way to switch. Like that would be such a cool power to have. I tried to keep my voice steady in hopes of keeping whoever was cautious, but the fear is trembling inside. But the fear and trembling inside betrayed me. I really hoped it was all in my head. After a couple seconds standing there, nothing happened at all. I felt safe enough to turn around and... I've been wanting to talk to you. That... Oh, shit. I lost my footing and fell backwards. It didn't hit the ground. His firm hand gripped my wrist, slipping to clasp my hand and kept me steady enough to dangle. Yeah. It's like, this is a very close proximity to talking. I know what your breath smells like, and I think you need a mint, mister. All day. Oh, what? You met the scouting Cupid in the forest today, the forecaster today. I couldn't let the day roll over without meeting you myself. If they could, why couldn't I? I recalled from the 2 instances quickly and refocused my attention on actually observing the tall man. The discolored hands, the sharp nails, the crimson wings, the dim glow of a beating heart in the opening of his blouse, all showed that he wasn't human. Another Jew with his heart out. I swallowed hard, feeling his other arm slip around my back and fix my posture. Now, I could have let you see me ages ago, but it's more exhilarating when the human eye sees what isn't supposed to be seen. Who could have possibly known? He turned his gaze at the fountain pen while still clenching my hand, then back at me. He was stunned for words. Anything that came to mind turned to mush the moment I thought to move my lips. His stare felt as intense as the spotlight beam, as if every tiny fraction was being watched and observed. Cat got your tongue. Was that not funny? You are here after all. It's like he looks like an incubus. I froze and watched as the simple smile on my face twisted gleefully with his next set of words. You know, your life has been full of amazing episodes. I didn't expect you to jump 3 weeks ago. You're always thwarting my expectations. I find that quite fascinating. Fascinating. What's more is that inside you is something destructive. His fingers hooked in the collar of my shirt and pulled me closer. Unconsciously, I grabbed onto him for support with my feet now entirely off the floor. The things you're capable of when you dare to let go. And just when you think you're finally crossing the line, you never do. You sound angry about that. Do I? It is the contrary, actually. What do you want from me? Nothing, but for you to keep being as you are and doing what you are doing. He let go of me and leaned down at my eye level. I will see what you intend to do with this new world opened up to you. A world of higher beings. What are you? His expression flickered a moment, and he paused for quite a while before responding to me. It's like how to talk to short people, just grab them, lift them off the floor. You are speaking to a god, not the one that you want. I am Vitale, a god of something. The something doesn't matter right now, but I know very well who the god is that you want. Eros is who you want, yes? Unfortunately for you, that will be quite difficult. I don't know. He is secretive. Killing him isn't impossible, just difficult as of now. Horror filled my face, and I pushed away from him, stumbling backwards. Just how much did he know? Actually, the true reason I'm here is to tell you that this wild temptation is achievable. Why? So that you could laugh at my puny attempts to try something ridiculous? His expression flickered again, and paused before he responded to me as he did before. I'm choosing you to answer a question for me. Whether you choose to do it, succeed at it, or fail, I will have my answer. What if I don't do it at all? Are you not listening? I will have my answer regardless. Okay, but how? My confusion brought a soft smile to his face, unlike the various others he'd been plastering on. As you would seek any other god in prayer, or simply call my name, it's because it's you I will make time. It really is that easy with you people, huh? Perhaps. Nudging me with the back of his hand, he ushered me towards my apartments. Return to your home and sleep. No matter the decision that you make, I will be here to see it through. I looked back wearily, and he faded before my eyes, as if to camouflage into our surroundings. Knowing that he was likely still watching made me more self-conscious, but somehow it was enough to get me into the building, in my apartment with ease. I walked to the sink and made a fresh glass of water first thing. Aw, man. Water from the tap. Let's see. Sorry, one of my standees broke a little bit. Sighing as it passed down my throat, shivering as the entire day came crashing down on my shoulders. A scouting Cupid, a demonic love therapist, and an unknown god. What was I on? I'd blame the alcohol, but those two happened while I was sober. Had I really gone insane? More insane? That Akari was actually pretty approachable. If I humored him, maybe I can make something off his promise to help me. However, he chooses to help, that is. It's like, is it, or it's really just a pleasant dream? That's right. Melrose, you should be looking at all of your blessings. You have at least 3 dudes, conventionally attractive and ready to help you out. They're much better than just a random dude at the bar that, what's it called? Like, is hiding all of their, like, what's it called? Hiding from all of their loved ones. Doing things behind their backs. These dudes, you know exactly who they are based on what they tell you. It ain't always that easy. Not sure about Dr. Love. What was he? Didn't seem to let on too much, but Love Life Studio has made a name for itself among singles. Did it work for me? Then the stillness of the room settled in. I thought of him, Vitale, the god of something. The most bizarre of them all. If I took his word on everything, I could bet that would get things chaotic for sure. 3 different people, 3 different options, lined up for me to decide where to tread next. What kind of joke is this? I should just go to bed. Stop thinking of all this crazy shit. It's like, select your mans, and it's like, it's that easy? Yeah, I feel like Icardi is the easy choice for me, because he's just he's really hot to me, but he's also very, I guess, approachable and nice. I think it's a lot more interesting to probably, like, learn about, like, what a Cupid's life is like, so... It's you. They just make it more obvious than other visual novels. It's an indie one, so what's it called? Like, this doesn't even have a category on Twitch, so what's it called? I saw that it was coming out. I think I saw it would, like, to just come out, and they were like, hey, happy Pride Month, like, what's it called? Here's this, like, what's it called? This BL visual novel. And the art looked really nice, and, like, it had a very, like, cool, edgy kind of feel to it, so I was like, sign me up. My weight dropped against the bed in the bedroom, in the dark room, unable to cave or lull. Cave to the lull of sleep just yet. I couldn't stop thinking of Icardi's promise. Seconded. Could this be the opportunity for the change I wanted? The hopeful sensation was merely the surface area of darker thoughts. Killing Eros is possible. I just needed to get to where he was. I just needed to get closer. As sweet as Icardi was, I pegged him to be gullible and easy to twist around my finger if I wanted to. This isn't about love. I want revenge. Rolling on my back, I sighed and stared at the ceiling. With my humble heart, I pray to you. Eros, please help me find my one true love. The Thespiae matching pool. Finishing my scout work and returning to Thespiae, I sat beside my matching pool and intently awaited his name's arrival. I have to keep my eyes peeled. Any moment it could arrive. Melly's counting on me. It's like, that's why I say every morning, YGN Melly is counting on me. I need to make it through the day for Melly. I actually don't know if YG and Melly had done anything. It's just every time I see the name Melly, I'm like, there's a rapper named Melly. YNW Melly. Yeah, he, what's it called? He got arrested in 2019. Oh, Melly, well, we might have won already, I guess. He gave me a pet name. Of course he's waiting for me. I guess he's the one that, what's it called, really wanted me and nobody else. I don't know how you remembered all those facts. I think because, what's it called? I feel like it might have been brought up in another song. Yeah, I think it was brought up in what's it called? In the diss track in, like, what's it called? Euphoria. Husbando material. Ah. Cardi's definitely husbando material. Who needs a search engine when you have Brockna? I used to call myself like the human Wikipedia, because like it was one of those things where I just used to look up a lot of like actors and voice actors, and like I would just memorize them based on their roles and be like a lot more starstruck because I'm just like, oh, they're in this, this, and this. My eyes watered for hours of not blinking, but my determination was stronger than any drying stinging. I had a human friend, and he actually needed my help. I made an actual promise, one that he could hear and affirm. I couldn't bear the idea of giving him false hope. You're here already? Shouldn't you be resting? Don't worry about him, Icardi's always like this. The younger they are, the more energetic. I want to get a head start on my matching tomorrow. Oh, you're taking those still getting assigned right now, huh? Nothing says you can't do it, but it's a little overboard. Then pick them already. What are you waiting for? What? What are you asking me to do? If you're getting a head start, you only need to pick the names you'll do tomorrow, right? Just get them and go rest already. You're not being picky, are you? Of course not. I'd never even think of discriminating. Good, because it's against the rules. Now what's your holdup? Ah, leave him alone. The newbies have their little rituals that they do before they pick. Maybe he's waiting for that someone to join him. I could only smile at their back and forths, shifting my eyes to the pool. I couldn't miss his name. But with their constant talking, I worry I maybe already had. What if Melly's partner arrived before I came back? That would mean that only one of the other scouting Cupids was going to fulfill his request. What a baby, come on! Huh? We'll pick names together so you can run along. But I didn't ask them to do this. Are you sure? There's no reason to rush your process for me. Rush what? Why are you making this difficult? Just pick names. If I tried to stall any longer, he'd get even more agitated. He really wasn't any higher than me in the hierarchy, but because he'd been alive for longer, he's practically my superior. And all the scouting Cupids have to respect their superiors. Okay. Here, let's go over here. We gathered as many names as we could, and in the end, I didn't see Melly's name. There. Now we have a head start for tomorrow. Now you can go to bed. Why are you being so hard on him? Look what you did. He's not as chipper as he was moments ago. No, I'm not upset. Don't worry about me. The lack of energy is just settled in. See, that's why I said, go to bed. Our sleep's important. You should value the fact we can even sleep. The facilitators have it way worse than us. I'm sorry, huh? Is this idiot apologizing to me? Enough already. Let him be and let's go. We have other things to attend to. He looked like he had a lot more to say to me. I mean, a whole lot. But the other Cupidine was older than the both of us, so we had no choice but to listen. I lagged behind as they began to depart, feeling disappointed they'd intercepted my efforts. Instead of checking in with the others, I could just visit him. Mid-thought, the matching pool had a fresh arrival of names. The other two had gone down far enough in the hall that they wouldn't be able to get in my way. I think it's bad for business for Cupids to be this mean. I'm like, what's it called? For Cupids, y'all don't understand the sentimentality of love. I hurried back to the pool. I couldn't hold back the smile on my face. Don't worry, Melly. I got you. My back aches from all the heavy lifting I was doing. We loaded the last of Marlowe's things in the moving truck, and she was on the road back to Esmond's place. We went out to catch a movie prior and had a little talk, all of which I fought hard to convince her I would be fine. But after she was gone, I wasn't so sure. Melly! I jolted off the couch and fell to the floor. No! What the fuck? Oopsie! That was not my intention. He scooped me up by the arms and sat me back on the couch, apologetically. You didn't register that I was here, so I had to make myself visible. What? I didn't register you. Yeah, it was almost like every other human encounter. My eyes wandered to the fountain pen. Then suddenly everything became clear. It's like no fireman Carrie, no princess Carrie. I feel snubbed. The fountain pen allows me to see you then. Yeah, really? Wow, must be an important item then. What'd you come here for? I grabbed the pen and put it in my pants pocket. Couldn't have him getting too curious about it. Oh, I got your name out of the matching pool, so I can find you your partner. Isn't that cool? I finished all my other matches, and I checked in on all my other pairs, so now I can focus on you. He pulled out a white fancy bow reminiscent of a harp, then drew the string back to form an arrow. The process might be a little alarming. Probably should have done it when you were unable to see me, huh? No worries, I just need to shoot you in your chest first, and then I'll go find your partner. Wait! I stood up quickly, startled enough to lower the bow. What's wrong? Is it too scary? I was hoping you could help me in a different way. A different way? I closed the distance between us, joining him in front of the coffee table, raising a hand, my fingertips briefly grazing the bow before he put it away. Sorry, we're not allowed to let humans touch them. Understandably so. Sex shot Eros with his own. I doubt he'd want to repeat with his minions. Have you heard of the natural methods humans use to fall in love? I've seen it. From people who don't pray to be matched or believe in Eros. It's a lot slower, but just as cute. Why do you ask? You know who my partner is now, right? He furrowed his brow, unable to look at me in the eyes before nodding his head. He'd use a different bow, a ribbon kind. Do you actually Yes! How else could I find him otherwise? I want you to guide me to them. No arrows involved. I want to find and get to know them naturally. But that... You're too busy for something like that? Huh? More personal than your little checkup to see how things are going? No! No! It's not that. I just don't understand. What's the difference between having our involvement or not? How do humans spark adoration without us, and what's so special? Why does it feel like maybe if I understood, I could help you better? He averted his eyes again. I could feel that there's something more behind his words, something that he's hiding. It doesn't seem like he has any intentions of telling me, though. Regardless, he gave me what I wanted. A way in. I'll teach you. Or better, I'll show you. But you need your partner for that. We'll find them together. But as we do, I'll tell you all about my relationships. The good parts. And other people's. We'll study romance. I'll tell you how crushes work, how confessions work, how dating works, and various acts of intimacy. How's that sound for you, Icardi? He visibly swallowed. His gaze wouldn't connect with mine at all. He seemed to retreat into his thoughts, and for a moment, it felt like I couldn't be able to get any further than this. Ah, what the heck? Let's do it. It'll mean I'll have to spend my days even more meticulously to fit time for you. But it's worth it. I always wanted to learn, and you're my friend, so I have to support you. Oh, good. Then we'll have to. Oh, big sweetie. Icardi rushed to wrap his big arms around me, hugging me tight. My face pressed against his broad and soft chest. I'm jealous. Why isn't that me? Why are you having all the fun, Melrose? Why are you having all the fun? I'm so excited! Like really, really excited. Don't worry, I'll do my best to help you find them without spoilers. I can't believe I'm gonna witness the full process. Thank you, Melly, you're so cool. Don't thank me yet. We haven't gotten started. I don't care. I'm grateful. It was overwhelming. The amount of overjoyed happiness that he radiated was too much. My face turned a shade of red, and I didn't know what to do with his hands as he hugged and swayed me. Icardi doesn't understand. He's kind of interfering with this whole finding you a partner process. Icardi doesn't realize that, like, what's it called? As he's like, oh man, I should find you like a partner or find you a suitor, only for like him to be like all the more invested in being the partner or being the suitor. It's like, work your magic, Icardi. And even if it's you, I know I'm in good hands. Or breasts. I felt uncomfortable, but it wasn't because of his actions. Oh, thank you. This just didn't feel right. With the newly formed pact, I continued life as normal. Icardi promised to come and see me whenever he had the free time or free window. All I could do was wait. In the meantime, I was growing painfully aware. Sorry. In the meantime, I was growing painfully aware of how much I didn't want to stay in the apartment. The landlady finally had to fly home for a visit. She introduced me to her son the first day. He didn't hide his disapproval of me. It wouldn't surprise me if he were the reason she wasn't popping by as much. Marla found time to call, but when she couldn't, we mostly talked through texts. Some of which she'd seen, but left unread. Regardless, we still talked, and that was okay. Ugh. I dropped my head on the couch pillow and grabbed the remote. Just as I was about to change the channel, a Cardi phased through the ceiling. Found it! Let me guess. You phased into the wrong apartment like last time. It isn't easy to remember your exact location other than it's on the top floor, Melly. I sat up on the couch and crossed my arms. So, what have you been doing? Right, I wanted to talk to you. His nervous look told me it was probably something important that he'd felt hesitant to share beforehand. Go on. About your partner. I don't... Stop! Huh? Whatever you're going to say, don't say it. I was only going to say... Do not say it. He huffed a concerned sigh. He remained silent, with a perplexed expression for a long minute. I had no clue what he was going to say, but the possibilities terrified me to think the words that he could say. That's why you don't, like, scream at people, or you don't immediately, like, attack people as they're talking to you. I don't know who your partner is. You! Don't yell at me. I was so eager to grab your name from the pool the other day that I didn't pay attention to your link. What link? When I told you I knew who your partner was, I was lying. I don't know them yet. But that's where the new plan comes in. I still have your name. I can put your name back in the matching pool, and it should link to your partner. No, he meant you are his partner. It's like the reason why you can't find the partner is because it's not another human being. It's a Cupid with big titties. And a body that won't quit. And a smile that won't quit even more. Let's hold off on that for a bit. Why should we? I think it would be really, really counterproductive if you don't know. And if I don't know, then you'll learn. I just think we should spend a little time being ignorant so you can understand the feelings I'm trying to teach you. He must count his calories very meticulously to be this chiseled. I'm thinking. It's like, please tell me your routine. Like... It's like, I need to build some muscle. Have any suggestions, Mr. Icardi? Ooh, is it lesson time? I'm all ears. Here, let me... Icardi scrambled to plop down on the couch next to me. Reminiscent of an energetic puppy, he smiled and his eyes twinkled eagerly. Okay. So, humans don't have this whole extra sense or direct answer on who their lifetime partners or soulmates might be. Each day is a blind search. A lot of days you might come up empty-handed. Icardi perked up, tipping his head off to one side as he enthusiastically intercepted my talking point. That's why praying to Eros is easier. It eliminates having to find them yourself, because we will do our best to unite you. That defeats the purpose, but it makes for an easier time, I guess. True, but that's not how humans who prefer natural selection, nor those that don't believe in Eros, want to handle it. Little by little, you're living your life. Maybe there are highs and lows when you're wondering. You're wondering. Wondering? I trailed off in an unwarranted train of thought, much to Icardi's curiosity. Eyelashes battered with anticipation for me to continue. Before he could come any more zealous about it, I pulled myself together. Wondering when your lover will arrive, and then one day you run into someone. You don't understand it. There's a spark, and suddenly you're seeing them often. You're getting to know this person. Does it make you happy? Yes. Ecstatic. The more time you spend with them, the more you learn about them. The more they learn about you, any fear or reservations you had, secrets you held are all given to them. And they take good care of you, right? In an ideal relationship, yes. They do, and you sit and assess the time you've spent together. Whether long or short, then the golden question comes. Will you marry me? All too excited, Icardi interrupted my train of thought. I couldn't help giving him a wry smile. Not quite. I mean, it could, but that's not where I was going. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. The golden question is whether this person is the love of your life. Is the person made for you? Are they your soulmates? Your one and only? Ah! That sounds magical. Yeah. Even still, he appeared to be rather thoughtful about what I'd said. Hard at thinking while tapping his chin. But it's not so different if you pray to Eros, though. We won't disclose who your partner is to you. Isn't that the same? Yeah, and the answer is, it's complicated. It's like, love is just like a weird amalgam of like 1,000 different thoughts racing at once. It comes quick, but it's also a tidal wave that stays in your mind for as long as it could stay there. No, it's not because you already prayed for it to happen. If on that very same day or the next day you mysteriously run into somebody, your mind will think, Eros answered my prayers. You're my soulmate. So no, not the same. It's magical, but it's not the same as taking shots in the dark and getting a lucky strike. Maybe it'd be better if you had a love forecaster then. Love forecaster? They go by love forecasters in Thespiae, but in the human realm, they're just called consultants. Like Dr. Love? Oh, you've met him. Yeah, he and some people that work with him are Thespiae's oldest forecasters. They're the closest to the method that you're talking about. What's the love weather today like? The love forecaster. It's like lightly rainy. A 100% chance of precipitation. They kind of prepare you for your partner and tell you where you might find them and what they're like. But they don't interfere or help you find your partner in the world. Only guide. Ooh, precipitation. It's like scattered storms later today. Wow, Eros really did cover his tracks. Enough to have his hand almost in every single affair, huh? I guess you could say that. They're a lot closer to humans than the rest of us. It's unfortunate how they're treated, though. How they treated. Oh, well, hierarchy stuff, you know. They're just as efficient at their jobs as anyone else. I totally recommend it if you weren't already asking me for help. Please don't change your mind, by the way. I know they're probably easier to work with, but I'm already here. He all but shoved himself into my face. The desperation formed into a little pout. Of course he didn't need to worry about a single thing. I'd be stupid to switch my plan when this one was more within my control. Whoa, relax. I have no intention of asking anyone else. We're friends after all. Yeah. After a little bit more chatter, Icardi hurried back to Thespiae, and I gathered a notepad of every detail that I knew thus far. Thespiae is the realm within where these Cupidon preside, which means Eros is there. They have a structured system for their matchmaking and hierarchy. Icardi is a scouting Cupid. His status must be higher than a love forecaster. Given his statement about being close to the human, he was likely stronger too. I needed to find out more about his capabilities, and potentially get him to bring me more Thespiae. I'll be right back a second just to go to the restroom. Alright, I'm back. Let's see. Over here. My heart's been pounding since Melly told me about the feelings humans get when they're building attraction. I've watched many couples fall in love by Eros so many times, and it's always amazing. But I wonder what it's like too. The amount of devotion and dedication to a person. To think, Melly's experienced it so many times, it makes me wonder. Wait. I'm back! The partner. I have to do it before I forget. He never said I couldn't find out. He just didn't want me to do it at that exact moment. I think, regardless, I needed to know who this partner was in order to guide them to me. I made my way down the halls, greeting fellow Cupidines until I made it to the quarters of the matching pool. It wasn't as empty as the other day because of the time, but we found a place where I could linger alone. I kneeled down at the edge of the water, glanced to either side quickly. You again? I retracted my hand from the pool and looked to find the same Cupidine that badgered me before. Hey, how are you? Peachy. He kneeled next to me and looked at the names in the pool. That's good. You're a workaholic, you know. I saw you taking care of your shift of the day. Oh, that... I just loved helping humans fall in love. Yeah, well, you shouldn't get too involved. It's okay to love your purpose, but we have rules too. To be honest, I didn't understand why it was so bad to be concerned about our pairs. If we put them together, it should naturally make sense to want to see them thriving. I know. Glad you know. Wouldn't want to live a case like that Cupid months ago. He narrowed his gaze towards me, and my shoulders tensed. Just do what you're told, okay? I'm not bullying you, so don't go crying to that other guy. Got it? Okay. Good. Go out to your room. But... What part of duties are told isn't connected with you? Alright. Sorry, Melly. Finding his partner would have to wait until this Cupidine wasn't around. It was getting hard to scrape together meals, so I had no choice other than to make a trip to the grocery store. I hated shopping at the overcrowded Higgies, where the battle would ensue over everything I could need. The mornings weren't like that, thankfully. It was emptier, easier to grab what I wanted. The process was still a lot slower than usual, however dwelling on it was no good. Melly! I didn't expect to find you here. You say my name with such delight. Why wouldn't I? I'm happy to see you. It's just early in the day, and your sun shines. It's bright. So, what are you doing here? I glanced around, noticing other shoppers. None of them seemed aware of his presence, so I figured the pen's at work again. Pulled out my earplugs, put them in my ears, and began pushing the cart. Oh, I had a match to make here. That cute pair over there. He pointed towards the store clerk and a shopper, having a clumsy exchange in the aisle across from us. I see. I can spare some time to talk to you. My next pair won't be in the same place for a couple more hours. How does that work? Getting them in the same place? Well, that comes in file with the link. Every time and place that they'll encounter each other. Some people have a flow of encountering each other years later. But with our system, we can actually speed up the process through compulsion. Compulsion? Putting the thought of going to a particular place in their head. What? They'll meet eventually. That just makes it easier for those who pray and want their love found faster. Made sense, but the idea sounded too impersonal. I guess he noticed my disapproval because he cleared his throat. It's not as bad as it sounds verbalized. It probably sounds forced, huh? Even you can pick up on that then. It's just that I've been thinking more about what you were saying, about the method you labeled natural. And I think it might be more magical. I still think both methods are wonderful, though. Just imagining falling in love with someone makes my heart shake. Why just imagine? Can't you just... Why is that bag doing that? I saw a woman freaking out in our direction. Turned around to see Akari holding a large bag of cheese puffs. Of course I couldn't see him clearly, but the average human probably just saw what this woman was seeing. Akari! I turned to take the bag from him and put it in my cart. That bag was floating, right? Nah, I was on the tall rack with an extended hook. Oopsie. Oh, thank goodness. I thought the store was haunted for a moment. I waited until she was gone, then continued to push the cart, grabbing the rest of the things as needed. However, that didn't go soundly, because Akari couldn't keep his hands off things. What are you, a child? By human standards now. What kind of answer is that? Most of my superiors are myriads older than me, so I'm just a kid to them. Regardless, stop touching shit. Everything you grab, I end up putting in the cart. But I've seen my parents eating these things, and I always wanted to try them. No more. This is all I'm buying. Be glad that I'm even getting these. Thank you, Melly. His vibrant smile made it hard to be irritated at the amount of extra money leaving my wallet. I packed everything in the backseat of the car and got in, but I didn't expect him to sit in the passenger side. Oh. I've never been in a car before! Man, I am jealous of the window. Why can't I be that window? Trying to experience all your firsts today. You're my only human friend. Only you can help me with this without turning into a stealth mission. Just make sure you believe and just make sure you behave. Don't put your hands over here, anywhere that can block my line of sight while I'm driving. Roger! Ikari was full of oohs and ahs near the entire ride. It was hard not to keep my eyes off him and his cute reactions. He gushed about how smart humans were despite having a giant pair of retractable wings for himself to use. Every speed bump made him cheer like it was some sort of roller coaster. He was obsessed with windows. Dog! Hey, keep your body in the car! Boof! It can see you? Animals are free to see us. We only hide ourselves from humans. Ow! I picked that up from Fire Emblem, what's it called? The latest one. What was the latest Fire Emblem? Engage. Because there was a character named, like, what's his name? Pandreo, who I was trying to court. And he was like he had this whole thing where he was like part of like a dog squad. And his like kind of cheer on thing was like, ow, 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 ow. After the ride back, it took a whole bit of time getting food upstairs and into my apartment. 2 trips nearly turned into 3, if not for Ikari butting in. Let me just do this for you. He touched my shoulder. Suddenly we were in my apartment room. My knees buckled. I dropped to the floor with the remaining bags. Whoa! Are you okay? I should have warned you first. I'm so sorry, Melly. Don't worry about it. I'm surprised you didn't think to do that earlier. Well, you were pretty hard at work already. It's probably for the best. We'd be lucky if no one was paying attention. You were on the side of my car, after all. If anyone saw us teleport, it was likely the residents of the apartments themselves. We know for sure if someone approached me about it in the later days. I should probably go check on the rest of my pairs before the next one. Don't feel obligated to stay. You're so easily dismissive, Melly. You have to go, then you have to go. I guess so. He didn't sound too enthused about it. Helping others took up most of his time. Mundane things were likely a foreign concept. I grabbed the bag of puffs from before and handed it to him. Whenever you get a break, just come here and rest. I can't do that. I'm supposed to be helping you when I'm here. Consider it part of helping you then. Consider it part of me helping you then. Here you can learn what it's like to be a human. Really? I won't get in your way? Of course not. You're so kind to me. He embraced me for a hug much like the first time. And like before, it was strange accepting it. He didn't linger about much longer after, disappearing through the ceiling with the promise to see me again. I figured at this rate, I'd be able to move my plan along slightly faster. It was a perfect opportunity to gain more of his trust. I began putting the rest of my goods away when I noticed something black on the floor. A black feather. Did Icardi drop this? Days later. Let me check, because I'm not sure if I should be heading out soon. I think, what's it called? Someone I know might be coming home soon, so I think I might head out. Just to kind of rest my voice and be at ease. I want to be able to continue this a lot more, though. I think it'll be a lot of fun to be able to continue and keep going with it. I really like that, what's it called? Icardi. Let me see something. I want to look at his page before I leave. Age, young, old, question mark. Height is 6'2". Oh man, taller than me. Birthday is February 20th. Likes people watching, games, rom-com TV shows, cheese, making friends, orange. Great likes. Dislikes, being yelled at, breakups, sitting still, horror films, wasted potential. I like horror films, but I hate the rest of the stuff. So you're all good. Boop boop. Personality, or a friend person. One fact, he's always a good boy one way or another. That's alright. Oh, these other ones. These are the only ones? I guess probably the ones for the common ones are these ones. So this is where I get to see like the other chess one. Alright. Love forecaster, scouting Cupid, facilitator. Alright. So let's return. Actually, let me see that gallery a moment. Okay. So we have quite a bit of game left. Yeah. Thank y'all so much for coming along. It's really awesome to be able to stream on the weekends. And it's really awesome that, what's it called? I got to be able to do some cross-streaming. So, what's it called? Whether you caught me on Twitch or YouTube, like, what's it called? It's awesome to be able to show up and show out for y'all. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be streaming Paper Mario together. So before I head out, I'm going to poke my beanie mark, poke the mic, and send out all kinds of positive vibes. Until tomorrow, I'll be seeing you all. Bye.